Hi,
Hi,
Sylvia.
Cameron.
How are you? How are things?
Not too bad.
Well, thanks for participating in this for Recruitment Week. Can you tell us a little bit about Jack and Jill Community Service?
Jack and Jill Community Service have been operating a morning session, ECC session in Ballinlaw for the last 26 years. This year we just do a morning session, but from September, hopefully we'll also be opening up an evening session or an afternoon session.
Oh, great. So demand has
To
increased.
ECC, yes. Yes,
Brilliant.
demand's definitely increased.
That's great. So you've been operating over the past 26 years. What has been the biggest change that you've seen over those 26 years?
Um, Well, I've been with Jack and Jill since 2006, and I think for me the biggest change has been the introduction of the national curriculum. I was extremely lucky that I was trained with high scope, and we had a wonderful high scope coordinator who really inspired me when I was working with children. But the introduction of Ashter and allowing children to play freely and learn naturally through play has been a huge benefit to parents through we do our observations and we have much more evidence-based learning.
Yes. And of course,
Also,
Ashter feeds into high scope, or high scope feeds into the Ashter framework.
absolutely, yeah, we didn't have to actually make make an awful lot of changes because we were doing an awful lot of what Ashter requires.
Yeah.
We've always been adhering to a curriculum. Also, the upskilling. Now educators are much more educated, and that's been a huge benefit.
Yes. Of course, the qualifications framework and having
Yes,
a minimum of level 5 is really good for childcare, and it really helps
it is.
professionalise the whole sector and help get staff who are working in childcare recognised as professionals.
As professionals, yes,
Yes,
which is what we're
because
looking for. Yes,
it is a professional job you're doing. So it
it
is.
is.
How do you feel, Sylvia, when you see children that have been in your preschool and then they move on to primary school and secondary school? How does that make you feel as a childcare provider?
Well, actually, the first group of children that I was involved with, they're teenagers now, and it's lovely to see well-adjusted teenagers, and that I know that I in some way was responsible for helping them in all areas of their development in the early years, and that's very rewarding. When we get feedback from teachers to say that the children who came into school were so well adjusted in all areas of their development, that's very rewarding.
That's a lovely validation of the work
Of
that you
what
do,
we do, yes.
and the importance of that early learning and care practitioners have on
Yes.
influencing children's overall development.
Development, yes.
It's what's the thing you like most about your role?
It's extremely rewarding. It, every day you go to work is an enjoyable day. Children are wonderful to work with. That's the most rewarding part for me, is the children, and to see them develop, and see their development, and see, as you say, the validation of what we do. And
yes, that's
that's
lovely, and of course the children are the most important part of it. What's the biggest challenge then that you would see?
The biggest challenge for me personally, I feel, is that I never finish work. with with all the paperwork, the preparations, the observations. I always seem to be taking work home, and I never seem to finish work. That's probably the biggest challenge for me personally.
Yeah.
Challenges that are facing the sector. There's recruitment is a huge challenge at the moment, and I understand that. Wanting some kind of structure and professionalization for ourselves, that's all a challenge too for the early years sector.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. So what advice would you give to somebody if they were thinking of a career in childcare? Would you recommend it to them?
Well, I would definitely recommend it. You know, it's a career, but it's also a vocation, and you know, it's a very rewarding career.
Yes.
So yeah, I would just, my advice to anybody would be, if this is the area that you feel you'd like to go down. I know we have some challenges to face as a sector, but we're heading in the right direction, I think. And you know, there's going to be lots of positive change, I feel, in the next few years going forward. So yeah, go for it.
If you had a meeting with Minister O'Gorman, the Minister for Children, what one request would you make to him for change in the early childhood sector?
I would say, you know, I think the one thing I'd say to him is, you know, please acknowledge us as professionals. Give us some kind of uniformity, give us some structures to make it a professional career, and show children in the early years the respect that they deserve by respecting us, you know, as professionals. Yep. I think that's
it. Well, Sylvia, look, thank you very much for participating in this. It's great to talk to somebody who has your experience and expertise. And it's lovely to know that you would recommend childcare to anybody thinking of going into it, and that it is an interesting and varied career. So thank you very much for participating in this.
Okay. And best of luck with your recruitment week.
No problem at all.